Okay. So welcome everyone. Welcome Pablo. Did you get your ticket yet? You gonna go?
I'm working on it.
Okay. You know, New Orleans is not very far from Puerto Rico.
That has nothing to do with that.
Did you go last time?
New Orleans, yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
So,
That's the one that I went to.
yeah, that'll be great to see you there again. Okay.
I'm working on it.
All right. So, how many of you guys watched the National Wake Up Call this week? Anybody? Samara, Tom? Okay, 2. Okay, Connie, good. So good. So most of you did not. So therefore, I will review the announcements that came out of Summit that were covered on the call as well, just for you guys. And let me share my screen. Hold on. Okay, so you can see that, right? I do a slide. Does that work? Not exactly. How about that? Is that better? You guys can see it?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So, so this, like I said, these were all the announcements that came out of Summit. I'll just briefly cover them. If you guys want to ask questions, I'm happy to answer them, or somebody else can answer them. That's on the call. But one of the first things that Carl announced was the Succeed Together, hashtag Succeed Together. So if you help, anybody, customers or coaches get started with the challenge pack with MM100, you can post a picture like that and you can tag it with Succeed Together. And then he said like hashtag contest as well. And I see some coaches are doing all together, like Succeed Together contest. But anyway, he's giving away $100 a day. So take advantage of it. If you get anybody started with a challenge pack, take a picture, post it on Instagram with that hashtag, and you might win $100, right? So pretty cool. And it's through the end of the month. So, take advantage of it for sure. Here's some more announcements. The collagen boost was announced, and I see this mainly for women, right? Because it's hair, nails, skin, that type of thing. It's supposed to be like clear, tasteless. I haven't tried it. Tom, I think you got it. Didn't you try it?
Yeah, I tried it. It is completely tasteless.
Okay, so you can like mix it in your shakes or hot water, hot tea, whatever, I guess. It really doesn't matter, right? Like you're energized or recover or whatever you want.
Yeah, I threw it in my Shakeology. You don't even know. They make it a little thicker maybe, but.
Okay.
Fine.
So that's on sale now. I know a lot of women already take this. So, this is a great product. A lot of women love it already. And it's something else that can give you PV as well, right? So if you need, it to, keep yourself active or keep somebody else active, it's another great product that you can use. So, okay, what's the next one? They announced this workout, the work. There's a new trainer. How do you say his name? Amolia Cesar. Did I say that right? Amolia. I guess the guy is very popular trainer. They said that he trains athletes. He's kind of like the new Shaun T, I guess. It looks like an asylum type workout. It's definitely one that's targeted to both men and women, which is awesome. Especially for me. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And when did they say this was coming out? It was the fall, right? Sometime?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. They didn't say specifically.
So, yeah, that'll be cool. All right.
I think they said on September, like it's a sample workout, and then in spring 2019, it's coming on Beachbody On Demand.
Okay. All right. So they'll probably do the same deal as they're doing with everything else, right? So when they release the sample workout, they'll, let coaches, get it first, and then VIP access, and they'll release probably, 5 or so workouts. So I'm sure it'll be very similar to what they're doing with the MM100 release.
I don't think they are. I think they're releasing it all at once.
Really?
I think they are because of the Morning Meltdown 100. They didn't want to kind of take away from that. So when it comes out, I thought they were doing maybe the pre-sale both at the same time, but I'm not sure.
There was something different about it.
Yeah, it was something weird.
Yeah, they said they weren't going to do something that they did before, that it would be all at once, but I can't remember what, but yeah, it was going to be different.
Okay. Well, I hope that they're still doing like a pre-launch, because if they don't, it's not going to help us out at all. I mean, it's just going to be part of BOD. There's going to be no additional sales or volume. So
I thought the idea was that it was going to start right after the 100 days
Yeah, I think September 30th or
of
something.
MM100,
Yeah.
something like that.
I would assume so. I mean, that would be the smart thing to do.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm looking for the FAQ right now.
the pre-launch will be there, but it's just something different with the coach thing, with all the different groups that they usually do before it. So, but
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Okay.
that's all.
Right.
Yeah, just the coach group thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think they learned from MM100. They said that because all the coaches were in the group, that I think like the Ultimate Portion Fix didn't release as well because everybody was doing the MM100 or whatever. All the top coaches were. So I think they're kind of learning and tweaking and changing things. So makes sense. So Pumpkin Spice is coming back, right? 9/3, a limited time. I heard that they were going to do multiple releases, and Carl said that they're going to order a lot more than they did last time. Thank God, because it sold out in like an hour.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Literally. I mean, it was ridiculous. Coaches were buying like 5-10 boxes of it, so it just sold out before customers even had a chance to buy it. I think Carl, he thought it wasn't going to sell, so he didn't have very much made, and boy, was he shocked. So he said they're going to do multiple releases of this this time, which will be good. But even better is the peppermint. I think the peppermint, I've heard more coaches talk about the peppermint mocha than the pumpkin spice. So I think more people are excited about the peppermint mocha. And they said that one is going to be a very limited supply. So I am afraid that it's going to be like the pumpkin spice last year, and it'll probably sell out in a day. So make sure you tell your customers to buy it on day one. And that's like November 11th, right? So hopefully we'll all get some. Okay, so they're coming out with a vegan bar, right? Chocolate almond crunch. I've heard people who have tried it have really liked it, so that's good. And I know people that are interested in vegan will definitely want it. The next market they're opening is France, right? Q2 of 2020. I don't think this one is going to be as good as the UK, because I know like 60% of France doesn't speak English. So it's going to be a very hard one for a lot of coaches to market to. Of course, French Canadians are going to be all over it, and they're going to, take advantage of it. But the one thing that Carl or somebody who was talking about, I think it was Carl, right? He was talking about in the next 5 years, he showed a map that showed all of Europe was going to be with Beachbody. So that is really cool. That's like, France, Italy, Greece, whatever else is around in as part of Europe. So that is going to be fantastic. And then he said over the next 10 or 15 years, he had another map that showed China and other parts, right? So I don't remember, when was like Mexico and South America. Did you guys see that?
I don't think he said specific years, did he?
No, he didn't. But I know a lot of people are wanting that, right? Because there's a lot of Spanish-speaking coaches, right? Pablo, right? A lot of others, right? The Latin market, right?
The Latin market is very big in the United States right now, and I'm surprised that France is the next market, being that there's such a huge Latin community in the States already, in the business already.
I agree. I don't know why they're delaying on opening up more of, South America and Mexico and stuff like that. So I'm sure.
So the map that you talked about, I think I saw it earlier. It included Spain, Italy, France, Germany were the 4 countries that it included that were highlighted on it.
Right.
Well,
Spain,
I don't.
yes, Latin America could go after Spain, right?
Well, it's Spanish at least.
Yeah.
But at Summit, though, they did say Mexico, and they highlighted Mexico.
Yeah, but that's, since I wasn't there, I can't talk about that. But
Yeah.
the map that I was shown from Summit was the European map that they had some countries highlighted, and those were the countries that were highlighted.
Right. I do remember him saying those would be like within the next 5 years. I don't remember when he said like Mexico or whatever.
Yeah, I found it funny because there was like 4 Latin countries there, but only one speaks Spanish.
Yes.
Italy, France, Spain, but only Spain speaks Spanish. So.
But I know from like my regular job, we ship things worldwide, and it could be, I don't know if it's the tech part of it, but there's just more paperwork and more things that are set up in a different way with the European countries versus the other countries. And so I'm assuming that might be some of the like background work that might be extra.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a very blatant difference with whoever we're working with. There's a lot more months in the timing of getting paperwork and just getting things approved. So that could be it. It could be the background part of it.
Yeah. Now, I'm looking at the 2 maps because I took pictures of those. And the 5-year map didn't show Mexico, but when he said out to 10 years, that's when it's showing Mexico and South America and China, Asia, and that area was up to 10 years. So it was like between that 5 and 10 year.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why Mexico is taking so long. I think other than Canada, they're probably our leading trading partner with the United States. So that's
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter when we do stuff with Mexico. It takes a lot longer. There's just a lot more stuff, and I don't understand it all. That's why we do network marketing instead, so they deal with it. But it doesn't matter. Yeah,
okay.
There's a lot more stuff.
All we need to do is slap some tariffs on them. They'll get it done like that. All right. So you guys all know about the next summit, right? New Orleans. The 125 deal ended, last night? So now they have the 150 deal, and that goes to the end of the month. I would suggest, if you're on the fence, get the ticket, right? I think, somebody correct me, is the 150 refundable?
No, it is not.
Not? Okay.
No.
But yeah, if you're thinking about going, get the 150 because then it's going to go up again, 175, and
I think the first refundable one is 225, isn't it?
Is it 225?
I think.
Yeah.
Hey Greg, is that the difference between the 2 tickets? I was looking at that. One is refundable and one is not.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
So they both offer the same thing, right?
They do. Yeah, they're exactly the same.
It's refundable and transferable.
Yeah.
So what does that include? Can you kind of go over that? Because I think I'm going to go next year, and I'm just kind of curious, like, what the ticket involves.
Well, I would suggest get the non-refundable. Otherwise, you're giving yourself an out, and you're going to go like, oh, I'm not going to go.
No, I don't. I'm going to get it. I want to go regardless, but
right.
And I live in Texas, so it's like I just walk next door, basically.
Awesome. Well, then I would definitely go with $150 ticket now that you can get now. Basically, that includes everything, right? Everything about the event, right? I mean, you still have to pay for travel and hotel, but you know, you can get into all the events, you can go to all the trainings, right? It gives you access to the workouts and everything like that. So.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
I mean, I think me and Tom were talking about that. Like, these events literally must cost millions and millions of dollars to put on. I mean, it's, you know, the stage cost and the entertainment cost and stuff like that is outrageous. And plus, you know, basically reserving like a stadium for a week and a convention center, which is like a mile long for a week. I mean, just think how much that must cost. And
Walking off the streets.
yeah, I mean, because I know I host events and they charge outrageous prices by the hour, right? For just small rooms. You know, I couldn't imagine renting. Literally, the convention center in New Orleans is a mile long. It is freaking. And so the cost of your ticket is hardly covering anything, right? It's just basically a way for Beachbody to know who's really committed, right? So it's just like, you know, it's just like a price of admission, but I mean, really, it doesn't cover anything, everything.
Yeah, when you see the setup of the stage and even the super workout, the equipment that they roll out and roll in and so quick, it's crazy.
I have to say, I'm so glad they streamed it this year because Stuart got tickets because he knows I want to go. But he was blown away by the ceremony. He was like, "They have dancers? They have a full?" What? He could not believe it. And then he was excited to go.
Yeah, one year Carl actually zip lined in with like fireworks coming out of his butt. So,
Oh my god!
yeah, I mean, it was kind of tame compared to, you know, previous years.
They did make a joke on that though.
They did, yeah.
If you're curious, I just wanted to tell you, if you go to the coachsummit.com, that's the ticket website, it does give you a pretty good idea of what everything that's included. So,
okay.
The drop down tells you everything: pricing, lodging, agenda, speakers, socialize, all that good stuff.
So, real quick, I mean, I can figure out all the details later in the year because it's next year, but do you guys stay with each other or rent like Airbnbs, or how do y'all do all of that?
So some coaches will get together. I know a lot of the girls get together and share rooms. So are you, any of the girls on the call, are you looking for roommates yet?
No, I'm bringing my husband, so I will be rooming with him.
Okay, all right.
But there are hotels with group rates, so you get discounted rates. Beachbody has to negotiate rates with hotels, so you book through them.
Right. So yeah, I mean, like Tom and I got to book early, so we've already booked, and it is a discounted rate. So it was like $189 for the one that was. We booked the Marriott Convention Center, which is right next to the convention center. But they had how many hotels do you think they had, Tom? Was it like 20 or something?
Yeah, it was about 20. And
they were ranging in price from $150 a night to like $200 or something, right? So yeah, I mean, if you got, let's say, a $150 a night and you split it with 4 girls or 4 guys or whatever, I mean, you could stay there relatively cheaply. I know a lot of people, a lot of coaches, they do rent houses and stuff for their teams. So, you know, if you wanted, like, you know, to get your whole team in one house or whatever, you know, if you have a relatively small team, you could do that. And then there's a lot of hotels that are not part of the Beachbody rate, but they haven't opened up yet. So, for example, the first year I stayed at the Hyatt Regency, and the Hyatt Regency was a really, really nice hotel. And it was I think it's probably the largest hotel in New Orleans. I mean, it was freaking huge, but that wasn't part of the Beachbody rate, so we didn't get to pick it. But it's not available yet because I went and I looked. So that will open up probably within a couple weeks or a month or whatever. So as hotels open up, you'll be able to not book them through the Summit site, but just book them directly through, booking.com or whatever you use, Trivago or whatever.
Okay, so you can book the hotel through the Summit website.
Yeah, you can. So they're going to open up tomorrow, right, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. tomorrow. So they're already predicting that they're going to sell out. So if you want a hotel, I would suggest to get on right at 9 o'clock. What is it, 9 Pacific time or Eastern? It's
9 Pacific.
okay. So yeah, I'd recommend getting on at 9 Pacific, noon Eastern.
Noon your time. Yeah.
And try to, get a hotel. They said they recommended getting on the wait list, even if they are booked, because a lot of coaches, they just, because you only have to put down a deposit, so they'll get like 5 rooms, and they think that their team's going to show up, right? And a lot of them end up canceling. So you'll get off the wait list.
Okay. Thank
And a
you.
lot of times you can also cover yourself with, if you're on the wait list, with the booking websites and then whatever, because they'll give you those ones where you can cancel for free. You find one of those hotels if you get stuck on a wait list.
Well, I know Melanie Bolin has 2 condos, which is big enough for 14 people. So, and she had put something out there as well that she got yesterday.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so the other announcement they made was about apparel. That we now get 20% instead of 10% on team volume for apparel. They also said that they're going to be moving all the apparel that was sold at Summit into online, which it should be there now. I haven't looked, but if you didn't go to Summit and you do want to check out some of their cool clothes or whatever. Sorry, my cat is walking on my computer. All right. So Morning Meltdown 100, you guys know it went on sale today, right? The packs are $20 off. And somewhere, did we talk about the promo code yet? Right? I mean, basically, every new coach, every active coach, I should say, received 3 promo codes. Did you guys all get those? So they're $10 off, right? So you should have gotten 3 of them in an email. If you didn't, check your junk email. You can give those to customers. So, the packs are $20 off, plus you can give them another $10 off with the promo code. Plus, I give them a discount, if that's what it takes to sell them a challenge pack. So, geez, I mean, they're getting it for nothing, right? I mean, $100 they can get, the early access, Shakeology, everything. So it's an awesome deal. Now, what I did hear though is the $10 off doesn't apply to completion packs because they said it has to be more than $140. So just keep that in mind. So it only applies if you're getting it with COD.
No, hey Greg, does that include the 21-day ultimate reset? If it's not just the reset itself, because I think that's $199. Can we give that, since it's not a challenge pack, can we give that $10 promo code to somebody purchasing that? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Does anybody else know about that? Can you apply the promo code to anything, or is it only for challenge packs?
I was just reading my email. It says challenge packs only.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
And then the other question I would have is, being a control coach for my wife, which isn't doing much. If I get her promo code and give it to somebody, do they have to buy it under her, or can they buy it under me and use that code?
Yeah, I don't think it matters. They can buy it under anybody.
Okay.
Probably check the codes one against the other. I think it's the exact same code for everyone anyway.
Is it really?
That's what it looked like. It looked like all 3 were the same.
Oh, well, that's weird. I thought they were different. Go on.
I'm double checking because that was just.
They are. It starts off all of them start off TBB open house.
No, but they are different. They are
numbers
different.
at the end.
They are different. Okay, good.
Yeah, they are different.
That makes sense. They should
It's like a 12 digit number at the end is different.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I say, it was just at a glance, so I wasn't sure. But yeah.
Cool. All right. So,
Yeah.
any other questions about the MM100? We have started a MM100 team challenge group. So if you haven't joined it, join it. Feel free to add your customers, coaches, whatever. I'll get a chat group together of people, leaders, us coaches who want to help, and we can each do a post from the challenge group guide, right? So we can start posting that. I guess prep week starts probably next week, or I guess it started this week, but I don't know if they have posts for all 10 days or 14 days of the prep week. So we can start our guide posts Monday. So if you're interested in being part of that, just let me know. I'll post it in our chat group. If you guys are not part of our Business Builders chat group, we have one, which I know most of you guys are part of, but if you're not and you would like to be part of that, then just message me and I can add you. Okay. Finally, I think this is the last one, the upcoming Super Saturday event, which is 7/26 through 7/28, right? So you can go into your back office, you can go under events, you can look at Super Saturday events, and you can find a location that's near you. Now this time, the Super Saturday or Super Sunday or Super Friday or whatever is going to be what they call a business opportunity, right? So coaches are going to be sharing their financial success and their physical success, like weight loss stories and stuff like that. Carl I know they're doing videos where Carl's going to be speaking about the business opportunity and other people are going to be speaking about the business opportunities. So it's going to be a really cool event. I don't know if you guys are near DC, but if you are, definitely come. I'm hosting the one in DC, and we have Carl coming, and I'm going to be speaking and sharing my success story. So if anybody wants details about that, let me know. But otherwise, find one that's near you. I mean, typically they're, pretty cheap, $5 to $20 at the most. A lot of times they have super trainers that travel around the United States or Canada as well, I'm sure. And so you get to work out with the trainers and get pictures with them. Plus, you can invite guests. Hopefully, that's the goal, right? Especially for this one. Invite guests, bring them along. If you've got people like maybe even some of your coaches, like Samara, it'd be great for you to get your coaches and go,
I'm doing one though. I'm hosting one.
Okay, well, cool. You'll have all the material at least, as well. So, but it might be in the future, like worth taking your coaches to like a bigger one where they can
definitely.
Get to,
Been trying to get them to come.
Yeah, go, see like a trainer and get all the excitement and stuff.
I want them to come to DC and come to yours. It's wonderful.
Yeah, definitely come.
One day.
Yeah. Tom, he said he was going to come. Are you going to come, Tom?
Yeah, we're all coming, 3 of us.
All right.
That's awesome. If anybody can get to that one, go to that one. It's awesome. It's awesome.
After Summit is the numbers are always down, so but it's still going to be a great event. So, try to go. Okay, so that's it. Let me stop sharing. And now for the remaining 30 minutes or however long we want to talk, I was just going to ask some people who attended Summit to share some of their takeaways. So, hey, Dave, thanks for joining us. Do you want to kick us off? You want to start? What was one of your takeaways with Summit? Or
Sure. This is my 8th summit, so I've seen it evolve over time. I thought this summit was less about like do this, do that, do this, do that. It was more about the speakers were connecting with us based on their stories. And every session is different, so I can't speak for the other sessions, but I was in the leadership too. And there was one coach, she did give us some advice on how to tell stories more effectively. So it was more people focused, I thought. It was just focusing on connecting with people on that level. And I was really impressed. And the execs were really great too. You know, the swan thing, the ugly duckling thing. I think Amanda posted in the group about that. But, you know, there was a lot of guest speakers, and it was really inspirational, I thought. And storytelling is really what is in right now. And that was my takeaway, is I need to do more videos and more posts on my social media, and sharing struggles too, and how Beachbodies help to overcome that. That was kind of my takeaway, and that's the direction that I'm going to be going afterward.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I was looking at one person, like, obviously I follow guys, right? So, you know, guys, like one great coach to follow is Dave Atkins. So I don't know if you guys follow him, but he's great with the stories, with going live and stuff, you know. So I was just noticing, you know, his feed today and stuff like that. So he's a great one to follow for sure. And girls, you have so many examples. You know, there's millions of great, you know, top girl coaches to follow on Instagram. So just pick your favorites and, you know, try to, you know, do what they're doing, and it works for sure. All right. Who else would like to share? Tom, you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, I've also listened a lot about the Instagram and stuff, because it's, you know, like you, I follow all these other coaches that, you know, I tend to look at for mentoring, and it's funny because you see they, you know, we're showing their, you know, like a year ago, this was what my Instagram looked like, and this is what it looks like now, and like you see how it's like how bad it was and how they improved upon it.
Mine still looks that way.
and to hear like some of the stuff like behind the scenes, 'cause it's like was it the one we went to that was all the men, was it Mike Fitzpatrick, right?
Right.
He it's funny because I always watch him. He does this thing with his Instapot that you know, really helped him really take off. And I guess I heard it on a wake up call or somewhere, you know, about his Instapot. But he always did this thing where he like slides in front of the camera, like, you know, you see his kitchen and he just slides in and starts talking, and it's kind of cool. It's funny and all, and like he tell you the story behind it, and it's interesting to see behind the scenes, because it's like, you know, I try to get like my family to get in something, and you know, everybody argues with you and gives you a hard time, and they look like all happy, everybody's all thrilled to be taking pictures, and he's like, I gotta bribe my kids to get in it. I got, you know. And they look like it's like so easy, and the way the perception is when it's done, but it's like they, you know, they're struggling just like you. It's like, you know, come on, I'll buy you ice cream with a smile for the camera.
Right.
So I thought that was cool, but the progression of how you know, their Instagram has changed over the years, and like Dave said, you know, you always try to make, or at least with me, I always try to think, you know, show the good, but it's effective to show the struggles, because, you know, that's what people relate with, and that's, you know, you sometimes you're having a bad day and you're thinking to not post or just to pretend to be like everything's beautiful, but, you know, it's kind of good to keep it real, because that's what people relate with, and I think they all kind of said that too, and, you know, it's working for them, right? So I thought that was all very interesting.
Yeah, I want to add to that, the whole sliding thing. He told us that was by accident, because the button or whatever broke.
Yeah,
it just kind of happened. And another focus point of all the, you know, the storytelling is just to be you and to kind of stand out, because people are going to gravitate to what you're saying, what you're doing, and you're going to gain a following. And that's how you plug in Beachbody, you know, as you make your connections. But the whole summit was great. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the Fitzpatrick's brothers are amazing. If you don't follow those two, you know, it's amazing that like Jamie, he's a top coach, but his brother, I mean, he's a 5-star. He's just as good, but in a completely different way. You know, it's just amazing that two brothers in the same household can be so good at the same thing, you know, and like they do it two different ways.
Different ways.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, he just kind of he focuses on cooking in the Instapot, right? And he goes live and does stories and is amazing. And Jamie and his wife, they kind of work it together in the traditional way, but I mean, they're both just crushing it. So it's like if you can find a niche and you can just let loose and be good, you know, it's like you were talking about I really like the guy event. Now there was more women probably at our guys event than there were guys, you know, but it was great. The guys event was great. And like, cause you had like totally different guys. You had Josh Spencer, who's like a man's man and likes, you know, sports and, you know, killing things and whatever, you know, and that's kind of guys he goes after, you know. And then there's Mike Fitzpatrick, who likes cooking, and, you know, most of his team is women, which is cool, you know, so he kind of goes after women. And then who was the other one that spoke? I forget.
Scott Hobbs, was it?
Oh yeah, Scotty Hobbs. Yeah. He's amazing. You know, he goes after everybody. He was the coach that his guy lost the 150 or 60 pounds and won the $100,000. So you know, really cool event there. So all right, Carrie, you want to go?
Sure. It was kind of funny because, you know, all these things they talk about, the business activity tracker and stuff like that. And in one of our sessions, or a couple of our sessions, you know, there was one that she was like, you know, she would not, no matter what, she had her business activity tracker done, you know, during the day. She wouldn't get it done, or she wouldn't go to bed until she got it done. So, you know, there's that. But then, which is great. I mean, I think that's something we all need to strive for. But I know, you know, I struggle with inviting, and there's certain things I struggle with. And then there's another one that said, you know, life happens. If you don't get it all checked off, that's fine. So at least you got it out, set it in front of you, did the best you could. And so I know I talked to Regina a little bit about that, you know, kind of focusing on some of those things that we kind of struggle with, and doing a little search and focus on that too, just to kind of gradually work into it and be more consistent. So I think just getting it out and making sure you have it in front of you every day, you'll get more consistent and, you know, get things done, be more efficient. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. And then one thing that was different this year, as opposed to other years, is they broke us out by rank, right? I think most of you guys were aware of that. So it was like a coach to, what was it, Diamond was in one track, and then or maybe it was coach to Ruby was in one track, and then Diamond and 1 star, I think, was in another track, and then 2 star and above was in another track. So yeah, it was interesting. The bad part was I couldn't hang out with my team, right? Or, you know, at the training sessions, but they were good. They were really good. I was in the track 2, leadership 2 or whatever, and they had some really good speakers in there. Brent, what was your takeaways?
Well, I was going to say one thing about what Carrie was talking about the BAT, was the one person who wasn't getting it all done every day. What they would do, though, is they may start at the top portion one day, and if that's all they got done that day, the next day, instead of starting there, they would start, let's say, in the middle portion. So each section, each day, depending on what they could get hit, and by the end of the week, they would have everything filled out on each particular day, or over the whole week, everything would be filled out, but it may not be totally filled out in one day, which was kind of interesting. And he said he was still getting it all done. But I would have to say, as I listened to all the speakers, the one thing that you'll find where they always said, and sometimes for some of us it's kind of hard, is the consistency, is to be at it every single day. It was just consistency. But the other thing I found interesting about even Beachbody, being consistent, is how they're even tweaking their mindset, being from, a workout, a little bit of nutrition, how they're seeing nutrition, they're gearing a little bit more towards the nutrition side, with the 2B mindset and the ultimate portion fix, incorporating both those. But it's just showing you it doesn't matter what size you are, an individual or as big as Beachbody, those tweaks, being consistent, but also tweaking, seeing where you need to tweak this to keep moving forward is very important.
Absolutely. You reminded me that that they are offering the two, like if you buy one of the MM100 packs, they'll offer you either the 2B or the Ultimate Portion Fix. Well, I guess they'll offer both of them to whoever, right, who buys one for only $50 more. So basically they get the digital version of that program. So I know what a lot of coaches are doing is when they talk to somebody about the challenge pack, they then talk to them, they follow up with, okay, now which nutrition program do you want? They don't just stop with, okay, good, you want a challenge pack, I'm done. They then say, okay, which nutrition program do you think would be best for you? And then they just use the share cart and they throw them into the share cart for that person. And that person can always remove them if they don't want them, but it makes a lot of sense. And, they're going to be so much more successful if they have the full-blown nutrition program that they would like, right? That goes along with their eating. So, hey, Regina, did you want to share something?
Well, I'm learning a little bit more about what I need to do to be more successful. I have a few things that are changing right now for myself. I just recently got a new job offer, which is going to give me time on the train where I can actually be working. And this, I've started making a calendar where I put my time slots in where I can actually find time to work for Beachbody.
Yeah, that's great. What I used to do on a commute is I would, one of the trips, in or back, I would listen to some kind of personal development, right? Either an audiobook or a podcast or a team call or national wake-up call, one of those, right? I'd always listen to something. And then on the other trip, I would, call somebody, I would call a coach, I would call, a lot of times I was calling my coach, right? Because I was new, right? So I was calling my coach Scott and just talking, right? So, and then later I would be calling my coaches, right? Or I would be calling challengers and stuff, or in your case, maybe you're working on your stories on Instagram or whatever. So I think that's a great idea. I was driving, so I couldn't really, be typing. So
that doesn't work well.
It didn't work well. Yeah. Lori, this was your first summit. What did you think? You know how to take yourself off mute? You want me to do it? I can possibly. No, it's not letting me. Oh, there you go.
There we go. It was interesting. I was expecting more excitement around, but getting to work out with,
right? You were sick.
I did end up getting sick because I was on my way to going to work out with Autumn. There's something that came up from the sewers drain or something, and it caught me, and it just ruined the rest of my day, which made me mad because then I ended up missing Rachel, which was the other person I wanted to see so bad because I got both of her books, which are amazing. I listened to them on my way to work, and I've actually listened to Girl Wash Your Face twice already.
Nice.
So, but the workshops and stuff, were great. You know, I've actually picked up a few things, and I've actually started doing a few of them. So, I mean, too bad I'll miss the one in Orlando though, because sorry,
New Orleans.
I won't be able to go to that one because when I left, because my husband and I, we just bought the Dairy Queen that I worked for like a decade. We bought that from my boss, which is my employee now. But I left it to go to Summit, and it's like I warned everybody, you know, if you screw up, you will be fired. I had to fire one of the girls who I thought would pick up the pace, but I actually had to fire her yesterday when I went into work. But there's a lot of things that, with me leaving, it messed everything up. So right now, I don't think I'll be able to leave next year, but maybe the one after that I'll probably be able to go to. I was actually trying to find a Super Saturday close to me, but I can't find any yet. Not yet, but I will.
Okay.
So I'll probably try to get to one of those instead, at least.
Yeah, sometimes it's worth like an hour or two drive if you can get to
Well,
it.
and to get away from the headache? Sure.
Right. As long as they don't screw up or whatever, right?
Right.
Well, I'm glad you came. You know, hopefully your next one will be better, you know.
I hope so. You know, I think it will be.
I mean, it's always more exciting when you're there with your team, your coaches, you know, if you have people there with you that, you know,
Yeah, I was by myself, so I was kind of,
yeah.
I mean, I shared the hotel room with 2 other people, but we didn't really, I mean, we clicked, but we didn't click. So, yeah, I kind of try to spend a lot more time away from the hotel because one of them was just like chilling out in the hotel room most of the time. So, but yeah, if I was there with more people that was like me, or like somebody went with me,
exactly.
I probably would have enjoyed myself better.
I think you would have had a lot better time, yeah. If you
I think so too. Yeah.
Somebody who was like you.
But I was glad to meet some of the team though. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the more events you go to, the more people you'll meet, and you know, you'll develop more. That's a way to develop friends, really. I mean,
yeah.
You can't really develop friends like on these calls or in Facebook groups. You know, it's by going to, you know, these events where you can really develop some awesome friendships.
Yeah, because that's when you can actually, socialize more.
Right. All right. Who did we not get? Paul, are you still there?
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
What was your takeaway?
Well, it was a good time. They did change it up from what they did the previous years, which was, I guess you could say, it kept us hopping a little bit more. It seemed like I was running back and forth a lot more than I had in the past. So I was pretty busy as far as that goes. We did get to do a few little fun, you know, things with part of the teams. As far as Lori's video missing, oh God, what was her name again? Nikki Haley,
Rachel
whatever.
House.
Rachel House, yeah. So Nikki Haley, I don't know where I got that one. Anyway, so the Rachel House. Yeah, I did videotape that whole thing. So I've got, close to, I think, at least 20 hours of video that I'm going to be cutting up and putting out there. But if you want the whole raw video, we can try to see a way to, if we can do that, because it's pretty big files.
Yeah, that would be
But
awesome.
I did things in between. I mean, okay, we're all walking to the place, you know, I put the camera on my shoulder on my backpack strap and just hit the button and started going. And then, you know, the thing that was disappointing for me with some of the videos the last day, my batteries ran out because I had the darn things in my bag, and apparently one of them turned on. So I got like 5 hours of dark nothing. With noises of it sliding around in the bag, and it's like, oh man, really? And I wasted my battery. So the last day I was missing all sorts of stuff, and I was trying to use my phone on it. So man, this is not good. But we'll see how it worked out. I don't know how clear anything is yet. The stuff I've been looking at, it's pretty cool so far. So
Yeah, if you could
but
cut it.
yeah,
shrink
and
it.
I'm new to the whole editing of the video stuff. This is kind of like my experimental phase with it. So I got a video editor on my computer. I'm downloading the raw footage, and I'll be working on putting it together pretty much as quick as I can. And then I'll cut stuff up into little snippets that we can, people can post out there if they want to put different groups of music. Like you see the whole crowds walking in.
Yeah, if you could make us like a little 2-minute montage video, that would be cool.
Oh yeah, where you speed the stuff up and everything.
Right.
I mean, I've already played a little bit of that. You should see how fast you go on that scooter, Greg.
The scooter was the highlight of my trip. Hey, there was a bunch of us guys. They had these little scooters, what they called lime scooter, the electric scooters, right?
The birds.
Birds and lime, right?
Birds.
All over the city.
This thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going on that.
There you go.
Nice. All right. Yeah, they were so much fun.
Stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
My first time on an electric scooter.
Oh, me too.
All of us, I think.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys. I rode them all over the place, It's like that Sunday, my plane didn't leave. I didn't have to leave for the airport till 4 p.m. So I still had like $8 or $9 on the bird thing. So I went and rode that around, burned it out, and went and saw some of the sights and the fountains and the statues and stuff.
I still got $8 on mine too, so I gotta go. Yeah, find the bird.
They got them in different cities. I think I'm not sure. I think they have some.
I'm sure DC must have them somewhere.
DC
I'm
does.
pretty sure they do.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's like 4 different companies that are doing this around the country right now. So
cool.
Bird is one of the bigger ones. They have the Segway scooters.
Mm.
So
okay, well, let's wrap up. And does anybody have anything else they want to add?
Yeah. So yeah, you will learn a lot of good stuff at it. It was there was a lot of different things, especially for the newer person. I kind of like the older format as far as being able to choose the tracks more. I felt like I got more information out of it before, and I kind of confirmed that when we were listening to one of the speakers in there. They say, well, we're going to expand on this a little bit in the other talk, in the leadership talk, when we go over there. I'm like, well, so we got an overview of what you're talking about. I kind of didn't like that part, but most of it was pretty on level, seemed to be the same things. It still was pretty good. We got our questions answered and whatnot. So
cool. We had a lot of good food, so I know New Orleans is even better food. So hey, that's why I go. I go for the team, the food, the scooters. That's the highlight.
Oh, there you go.
The beignets.
With all the extra walking and workouts that you do. Oh, the beignets. Yeah.
All the extra walking. Make sure you get your 3-day refresh for after New Orleans.
Yes.
Yeah, I went to the doctor today, and I actually maintained my weight from when I went out there. Yes. It's not surprising.
Good job.
But we did all that walking, so.
We did.
Oh, yeah.
Some of you guys did those crazy workouts, so good job.
Mm-hmm.
Did like every workout.
Right.
Was Shalene there? Was Shalene there?
No, she wasn't.
I didn't think so. I just wanted to ask. Okay.
And I heard it was Tony's last one as well.
Yeah. I mean, they've been doing it a long time. That makes sense. I just was curious.
Oh. Well, I got to do Tony, so that was a bonus.
Yes.
There were Brent and
Tom.
Well, Tom was there too, right?
Yes, Tom was up front.
With Tony's, yeah.
Yeah, Tony's, yeah.
Yep.
I ran from Chris Downing to Tony.
Great.
I'll be there with you next year.
All right, Erica's just showing up. Erica, we're done. It's over. It must be a time difference issue. All right, guys.